Where were you at before you started this program? I love to see people that take action.
Didn't really feel like I had purpose or direction of how to control the direction I was going into, because I already know there's a purpose in life
You're guys ready to take action.
and feel like I have more control over the direction that my day goes. So I was like, well, I got to work on one thing, but it's like a toolkit, right? So you can't just take physical without the diet. You can't take on the diet without the mental. You can't take on just being a really great person without having a great support system. I know I can do stuff now, right? If I needed to lift something or, help somebody in a situation, I know I can do it. If you feel that you are lacking in, let's say, a relationship, or you're lacking in work, or like you're not happy where you work, right? Like this program will help you out. Why not challenge yourself to something bigger?
How would you describe Tony's leadership, my leadership style of coaching? What's up? If you could just, this is like court. Can you state your name and tell me where you work, sir? If you're,
Sure.
You don't have to tell me where you work, but what you do.
Yeah. So my name is Jonathan Wong Hinch. I am the North American Operations Manager for Meteor Systems.
Damn, you
we
sound
are
important.
you'd think I would be, but it's not that crazy. But we do greenhouse hydroponic systems for all of North America, actually worldwide, but I'm the North America guy.
Amazing. It does sound important. All right, man. Where were you at before you started this program, the Aggressively Masculine program? Mental state, fitness, relationship, leadership, wherever you want to go with that.
Yeah, so I would say personally, like I felt like a little bit of a rut kind of thing, right? Not just like because it's anything mental or anything like that. Just it's more of the fact that it just everything was seen day to day, right? It was just very much mundane. Get up, eat, sleep, work, repeat kind of thing, right? Didn't really feel like I had purpose or direction of how to control the direction I was going into, right? So now with the tools that I've been picking up, it's been able to help me not find a purpose, because I already know there's a purpose in life, but at the same time, it gave me a way to hone my skills and feel like I have more control over the direction that my day goes, but at the same time, my career path, my family, and then also my health fitness too, right? So now I'm working out daily, going for my daily walks, right? So those are big things that are now part of my routine and gives me more clarity.
Awesome, man. What made you finally decide? It didn't actually take you long. You were the guy sold me. It was awesome. I love to see people that take action like you, man. Well, what pushed you to the edge to reach out and just jump all in on this thing?
I would say like at a certain point, just physically, I used to be like, able to take on any task and go at it. And I started seeing, I don't know, maybe I hit 40 and I was like, this is something that I have to work on. But I felt like I was living a little bit midlife crisis kind of thing, needed to start working out on myself and realizing my health was starting to go down. So I was like, well, I got to work on one thing, but it's like a toolkit, right? So you can't just take physical without the diet. You can't take on the diet without the mental. You can't take on just being a really great person without having a great support system. So it's all these little components that are starting to pull together that I didn't realize I was lacking or not focusing on, not micro-focusing, but focusing on those items to make sure that I'm complete as a leader for my family. It was more just like realizing that I had to pull little tools from this program to hone those things and actually value my own time. And then in turn, I think my family life is going through a lot better. Work has been absolutely awesome. All these things are starting to go in the right direction, right?
Oh, there's nothing better than hearing that, man. I love to hear that stuff. And you've worked hard at it, too. So, like, we can't discredit the amount of, like, work that you've put into this. Like, you are dialed in and you do all the homework. You come prepared to these calls. Like, it's like, you're guys ready to take action. I think that's where a lot of us go wrong. And I love hearing that, like, the balancing of the floor, just leveling it off, making sure that your fitness and your stuff was starting to go this way, and your attention to your relationships was suffering because your attention to work and some of the stressors there were suffering, right? So it's awesome to see you more balanced, and you can just feel different on the calls, which is pretty awesome. And you look different.
Yeah. A little bit more better in size. Like I understand maybe physique wise, I'm never going to be like, an Adonis or whatever the case is, right? But at the same time, I realize that I know I can do stuff now, right? If I needed to lift something or, help somebody in a situation, I know I can do it. And it's one of those situations. And like you said, the floor needs to be perfectly level. And it's like, you can't just like work on one thing without working with everything else. If it goes out of balance, it's not going to work out.
Yeah, man. Awesome. How did this program challenge you as a man? Okay, like we spent a lot of time, like my job is call you out a little bit, challenge you mentally, physically, emotionally. What parts forced you to grow?
I would say emotionally, it like really helped me. Like it forced me to understand that it's okay, to be slightly sometimes vulnerable, right, at certain times and be open book. But at the same time, physically, it pushes me every day. because like on some of the workouts, like I have to understand it's like, yeah, I want to lift like really heavy, but then it's okay to not lift super heavy at sometimes, right? Like it's you can check the ego every once in a while. I don't know. And it also made me realize that how I judge my life is going to be through my kids and what kind of legacy I leave behind, right? So when I was lacking in that area or getting frustrated with my children because I might have work stress was getting to me, I realized it wasn't going to leave a good legacy for my kids, right? So now that I've taken on more challenges with coaching my kids, making sure that I'm always there for them and setting out non-negotiable times to make sure that they are always understood and they're always that their time is not valued, but like that they know that they have dad's attention when they need to have dad's attention. And at the same time, they know that dad needs his own time at the same time to go do his workouts and stuff like that. So I think that's one area that it pushed me at. Like, I didn't think I was a bad father, but at the same time, I just needed to hear that it's like, yeah, it's okay to be not okay. I guess it is like it's okay to be you have your time. The kids will understand that, but at the same time, you're teaching them that in the future they need to respect their own time too, right? So it's just leaving that whole legacy kind of thing behind, where it's like, if I do this, my dad did this, I can do this, and then my kids will benefit from it, and then all future generations kind of thing.
Good, man. And what would you say to a guy who thinks he doesn't need this?
You know what? I think that everyone thinks that they don't need the help, but it's okay to want to get the help, right? Like if you feel that you are lacking in, let's say, a relationship, or you're lacking in work, or like you're not happy where you work, right? Like this program will help you out to understand that we're not all just one judged by work itself is like the only thing that I'm really that's my legacy. It's like there's all these different components of life. And at the same time, it's like, why not challenge yourself to something bigger, right? That's to me is like one of the biggest things. It's like challenge yourself every day to do something different.
Yes.
So that's the thing. Is
loving these answers. Thank you. All right, only a couple more here, brothers. Bear with me, please.
Right.
This is the big one. How would you describe Tony's leadership, my leadership style of coaching?
Weird, it's infectious, right? Kind of thing. Like you come back, you think Tony's SWAT man, right? Like it's he's not gonna be the smiley guy, but like it's good. B, accountability is huge. Like I would say, like that's one of the biggest. Like integrity, accountability is like those core values that we talk about all the time. And it's like Tony's gonna keep you in check, right? And he'll call you out on your shit if you suck, right? That's the thing. Is like it's okay to be called out too. Sometimes you need that gut check, right? Like I remember one of the I think it was like when I first started the gym. It was like I was working out. And you're like, you're okay. I was like, no, I don't really like this. You're like, yeah, just do it. Okay, right? And then I just did it, and like I hate single leg Bulgarian split squats. I hate those things. But then you're like, yeah, you hate it for like 10 minutes, and then you're fine. Right? It's just like it's like that little moment of sucking, right? So Tony's style of like coaching is there's like tough love, I would put it as, right? That's the biggest thing is like tough love, and it's okay to have tough love. It reminds me of like my grandparents and all the people that like my grandfathers, I would say, my dad. It's all those people that like if they don't give you tough love, they don't care, right?
Nice. Last couple. What was it worth your time and investment?
100%. That's like I wouldn't even question it, right? It's like one of those things. It's like, yeah, it definitely has taught me so many different things. The non-negotiables that I never really thought about. The challenge to read, like I gave myself a challenge to read a book a week. I've pushed it harder than that.
Yeah, you did.
Right? So it's just one of those things. It's like, yeah, it's the money is well worth it. The tools that you get, 110% worth it, right? And that's the thing you have to look at. It's not just like meal plan, exercise plan, tools. It's like it all goes together in a round circle somehow, right? To make yourself complete, or at least give you a complete toolkit that you can choose whether to use it or not, right? So if you can put the tools into play, your work-life balance, 110 times better.
Man, last one. So I know aggressively masculine really leaves a lot of it open to interpretation for how people are going to view my program, to view like what my style of what I'm selling is essentially, right? It leaves them to write their own narrative. But now that you've been through this program, what does it mean to you to be aggressively masculine, maybe versus to when you first started and you saw this stuff come across your lines, your page?
Yeah. So I would say like let's take it as like the first glimpse side of things. Like when you look at the aggressively masculine, you look at the words aggressively, right? It's like, and you take a look at it and you're thinking, man, this guy's going to be, it's like all dudes, nothing but meat, lift heavy weights, blah, blah, blah. But it's not just that. It's like to be aggressively masculine can still be empathy is still involved in there, right? It's not to be that you're not like you're a softie either, or you're like a hard ass. There's like it's like that perfect balance, right? Yeah, you're masculine and you're taking control of what's supposed to be taking control of your time, and protecting your family, right? The values that we talk about, the pillars, but at the same time, or like if something push came to shove or somebody was in danger, you're able to help them out. But it doesn't mean that you're not empathetic to people's situations either, right? So I would say that my initial thought process of it was like, yeah, it's one of those like camps where everyone's gonna like, you're gonna man up, right? And stuff like that. But then at the end of the day, it was like, we talk about like the fireside chats that we had at the camps at Blast and stuff like that. And it's okay to be not okay. It's okay to be empathetic to people, but at the end of the day, you're still a man, and you know what it takes to be a man to protect and lead your family.
Absolutely, man. I think dudes like you and the other guys in this program and some of the people I've learned from, man, we're changing the narrative on what it means to be masculine. And
Yeah.
that's what I want to do, and that's why I chose these words, like specifically. They're two very hated words,
Yeah.
buzzwords that are not very popular with people, but I want them to be understood that like there is some good behind that, and there's a lot of good what we can do to this world. So, thank you for sharing it, man, and I hope your daughter is listening to you right now.
She's in the corner.
Defining the dadness. So, thanks so much,
for
brother,
sure.
for doing this. You killed that for me. I thank you.
Anytime.